welcome to the porch. Guys, I'm excited about our video today. I've been waiting for 3 weeks to get to do this one. If you guys have been watching our inspirational videos, you know that we're doing a 3-part series on how to make your emotions work for you. And we dealt with sadness on video 1, dealt with anger on video 2, but we're going to deal with happiness today. And this is going to be the most fun one, and it's going to be the more positive one, though the other ones are positive as well if you use them that way. So let's go ahead and get started and have a good time with this and learn from it. Help put it into our lives and make it work for us. So there's no biblical scripture, and as usual, I try to get them as close as I can because I don't sit down and just read them. It's not so important that you read them in King James as much as it is when you do read them, you understand them. And the old scripture goes something like this. It says, "A merry heart doeth good like a medicine." Now, that's the King James version of it, and that's good. That's good. I like the King James Bible. Keep one laying over here on my stand so I can read it. Try to daily, but don't always get to, but I try to. But let's just go ahead and break that down and put it in Arkansas language. Being happy is good for you. It's that simple. It's good for you. It is a medicine for you. So with that said, we're going to start talking about how we can use the emotion happiness for our benefit. Now, years ago, I worked for a fella, and there was something that I noticed every morning before he came to work. He stopped and seen another friend that was in the same business as we were in, and he spent 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes every morning with this guy. And I knew this guy. This guy was really fun to be around. But I asked him one day, I said, "Why do you always stop over there in the morning before you come to work?" And he said this to me. He said, "I like to start my day with him." Said he's always happy, he's always positive, and he's always laughing. And if I can just visit with him for a few minutes every morning before I come to work, it just makes my day better. Well, I thought about that and have several times over 30 or 40 years, but I actually thought about it and realized he was right not long after we had that conversation. So I started doing things that would serve my mental health better, and trying to start out my day with getting to talk to somebody with a good positive attitude was not always something I could do, but there are things you can do. Now, let me say this. If you've got a coworker that has got a good positive attitude and you spend a few minutes with that person, do it as much as you can. And I've been fortunate over the years. I've actually had those types of coworkers at several different times and places. But if you got that, that's good. If you don't, you can start it out by reading some inspirational stuff, something that will pick you up and lift you up, get you moving toward a more positive approach to your day. And if you will, it will make all the difference in the world, to be honest with you. Now, this morning I got up and Wanda wasn't awake yet, so I decided to come down to the studio and spend a little bit of time in prayer and reading my Bible, reading some inspirational stuff. But I also did something else. I clicked onto a YouTube video. Now this is going to be a little bit funny, but it works. And there's no singer by the name of James Brown, and he had a song that says, "I Feel Good." But just before he starts breaking into the lyrics of "I Feel Good," he lets out this wild banshee scream that if you're not ready for it, you'll jump. It'll scare you. And then the very next thing he does is he starts singing "I Feel Good," and it's hilarious. But what they do on some of these videos is they put a stereo next to somebody working or even asleep. I don't know if I'd advise that, but working, and they'll slip off somewhere and they'll turn it on using their phone. And when they turn it on, the very first thing that person sitting there hears is that wild banshee scream. And I'm telling you, they'll throw their phone, they'll throw their tools, they'll jump up and grab a shoe and throw their shoe at somebody. It's just funny as it can be. Now, I watched that this morning. That's the reason I'm kind of happy and smiley this morning. And it just started my day off good. Now, there's different ways. You don't have to use that one if you want to go and watch one of those, though they are funny as heck. You can, as I said, start out with something inspirational, be around a good friend that has a very positive attitude. But here's the thing, guys, the more serious side of this. Your mental health is your responsibility. You are the captain of your ship, so to speak. And if you don't learn to manage your own mental health, nobody's going to do this for you, and it's just not going to happen naturally. There's some random things that will come across your path that will help you there. But at the same time, there's random things that are very negative that'll come across your path that will do harm to you mentally. So, with that said, let's talk about this just a little bit. If you start out your day in the right way, I'm gonna make you a promise. It'll change your day. It just will. And if you choose to go to the news and maybe watch the negative stuff that seems to be on there all the time, that's not necessarily a good way to start out your day. Now, I'm not against news. I watch it here and there, but there's times I'll go without it for days, and I'll do that on purpose because I don't want my mental health to be affected by the negativity that seems to be the only thing those folks know how to talk about. Surely there's something good going on in the world they could talk about. I mean, crying out loud, but I don't guess it gets ratings. But when we deal with our mental health will determine more often than not how our physical health comes out. So it has a drip down effect in our lives. So let's go to, I guess, the closing part of this video. There's happiness, there's anger, and there's sadness. And those are all things that can be used positively in your life if you watched the videos just before this one. You have to manage those. And you can't just have sadness in your life all the time. You can't have anger in your life all the time. And you can't just always be happy. All of those things come into play, and they're part of the balance in your life. So manage those things in your life. You determine how much of that medicine you take. You determine when you need it and how much you need. Do that with management in mind. Manage your life. Manage your mental health. All right, guys, I'm going to close her up right there. Look, we love you guys here at the Porch. We want the best for you. That's the reason we do these videos. It's important to us that we help people, and we hope that that's what's going on as we do these videos. If you will, if you like these videos and they're helpful to you, if you subscribe, it'd sure be nice. If you like this video, hit like. Comments, I'll tell you what, guys, if you feel like commenting, right now I read all those comments, and for the most part, I normally return a comment to you guys. It's fun to me to read these comments, and educational to me. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep this video from being too long. We're going to go ahead and close the thing out. May God bless you guys, and have a good day.